3 children, a summer's day, and then nothing. Australia changed forever. The year was 1966. Australia was a nation on the cusp of change, but still held onto an almost innocent, trusting air. Children played outdoors, often unsupervised, in a way that feels almost unimaginable today. This trust, this prevailing sense of safety, was about to be shattered in the most profound way imaginable, leaving a scar that would never truly heal. On January 26th, a blistering summer's day, Jane, Arna, and Grant Beaumont left their home in Somerton Park, a quiet suburb of Adelaide, South Australia. Their destination, Glenelg Beach, a popular coastal spot just a short bus ride away. They were experienced with the journey, having made it many times before. The plan was simple: spend a few hours by the sea, then return home. Jane, the eldest, was 16, responsible and mature. Arna was 9, and little Grant was just 4. Their mother, Nancy Beaumont, waved them off, expecting them back by lunchtime. It was a perfectly ordinary morning, the kind that fades into memory without a second thought. But for the Beaumonts, and for Australia, it would become the last ordinary morning. When the children hadn't returned by early afternoon, Nancy began to worry. As the hours stretched on, and the setting sun cast long shadows, her concern morphed into frantic panic. Calls to friends, to the beach, to the bus depot all yielded nothing. The children had simply vanished. The police were notified, and what followed was an immediate, unprecedented search effort. Every available officer, volunteers, even members of the public, scoured Glenelg Beach and the surrounding areas. The news spread like wildfire, capturing the nation's attention and its growing unease. This wasn't just a local incident, it felt different. Witnesses at Glenelg Beach reported seeing the children with a tall, fair-haired man in his late 30s. He was described as having a lean build and a tan. They were observed playing with him, even getting dressed, and packed up their belongings by his side. This detail was critical and deeply unsettling. Crucially, the children were usually very shy around strangers. Their mother, Nancy, confirmed this. The fact they were seen interacting so freely, so comfortably, with this man suggested a level of familiarity. Had they met him before, or was he exceptionally good at gaining a child's trust? Another unsettling detail emerged. The children had purchased pasties and a meat pie from a local bakery, paying with a £1 note. But Nancy had only given Jane 8 shillings, nowhere near enough for those purchases. Where did the extra money come from? Was it from the man, or had they found it? The search intensified, becoming one of the largest in Australian history. Psychics, clairvoyants, and self-proclaimed experts descended on Adelaide, each offering their own theories and supposed insights. The sheer desperation of the parents, Jim and Nancy, led them to explore every avenue, no matter how unconventional. The case sparked a national outpouring of sympathy and fear. Australia, once seen as a safe haven, was now forced to confront a darker reality. Parents across the country began to keep their children closer, to question the strangers around them. The innocence of an era was undeniably lost. Years passed, but the Beaumont case remained active. Tips poured in, false leads were chased, and numerous suspects were investigated. One prominent theory centered on a local man, Bevan Spencer Von Einem, a convicted murderer and notorious pedophile. He was known to frequent Glenelg Beach. Von Einem was suspected in several other disappearances and murders of young men in South Australia. However, despite extensive investigation and strong circumstantial evidence linking him to the area, no definitive proof could ever connect him directly to the Beaumont children. The puzzle pieces just wouldn't fit perfectly. Another person of interest was Arthur Stanley Brown, an elderly, reclusive man who lived near the Beaumont's home. Decades after the disappearance, a witness came forward claiming Brown had confessed to him about the Beaumont children. Brown's property was eventually excavated, but nothing significant was found. The excavation of Brown's property in 2018 was a huge media event, reigniting hope that the mystery might finally be solved. But once again, the search ended in disappointment, leaving the Beaumont family and the nation still waiting for answers. The ground gave up no secrets. The parents, Jim and Nancy Beaumont, never gave up hope. They kept their children's bedrooms exactly as they were, a poignant, heart-wrenching tribute. They believed that one day their children would simply walk back through the door. Their lives were consumed by the search, the waiting. Nancy Beaumont passed away in 2019, followed by Jim in 2022. They went to their graves without knowing what happened to Jane, Arna, and Grant. Their story is a testament to the enduring, unbearable pain of an unsolved disappearance, a wound that never closes. The Beaumont case introduced Australia to the concept of child abduction in a way it had never experienced. It altered the fabric of society, ushering in an era of heightened parental vigilance and a re-evaluation of public safety. The carefree days were over. Today, over 50 years later, the disappearance of the Beaumont children remains one of Australia's most enduring and heartbreaking mysteries. The initial sightings, the strange money, the lack of any definitive trace, it all contributes to a narrative that continues to haunt the nation. There's a standing reward of $1 million Australian dollars for information leading to the recovery of the children or the conviction of those responsible. The case is still open, still actively investigated, a testament to the fact that some mysteries simply refuse to be forgotten. Every now and then, a new lead emerges, a new theory is floated, briefly reigniting hope before, almost inevitably, it fades. The sheer volume of speculation and theories over the decades speaks to the case's grip on the public imagination. Everyone wants to know what happened. The Beaumont children are not just a cold case, they are a symbol of lost innocence, of a nation's awakening to a darker reality, and of the profound, lasting impact of an unresolved tragedy. Their story is woven into the very fabric of Australia's recent history. The man on the beach, the extra money, the chilling familiarity these fragments remain, tantalizing and frustrating. What truly happened that summer's day in 1966? The answer, for now, remains hidden, shrouded in the mists of time and the silence of an empty beach. Next, we'll delve into the perplexing vanishing of Amelia Earhart, a mystery that continues to captivate the world.